everyone, welcome back to mahasarkar.co.in. In today's video, we are going to understand about one important concept, that is perfectly black body. जनरली एक थोड्याशा काही कॉमन गोष्टी आपण जर विचारात घेतल्या तर समर सीजनमध्ये क्रिकेटर्स टेस्ट मॅच खेळताना व्हाईट क्लोथ्स घालतात का? लॉजिक एकदम सोपं आहे की व्हाईट क्लोथ्स हॅव ॲबिलिटी टू रिफ्लेक्ट द heat radiation incident on them. But in the winter season, we prefer to wear a dark color clothes. Why? Then again, the logic is very simple, that dark color clothes are having more ability to absorb the heat. So depending upon the wavelengths what are incident, the energy can get absorbed or transmitted or get reflected. आपण हे मागच्या आर्टिकल मध्ये शिकलो की when heat is given to the substance, that substance can reflect that heat, can transmit that heat or can absorb that heat. Now, what is perfectly black body? Then in short, if I write the body which absorbs 100% of radiation incident on it is called as what? Perfectly black body. पण हे फिजिक्स मध्ये हे पटत नाही. का पटत नाही तर एकदम थोडक्यात कुठल्याही ऑब्जेक्टने जर हीट यूज केली तर काही प्रमाणात हीट ऑलवेज इज लॉस्ट इन द सराउंडिंग. हीट इज समहाउ in some or large or smaller extent it is always lost in the surrounding. Because of that, there is no practical existence of this perfectly black body can be found. Practical existence of what? Perfectly black body. Okay. So, but in some industrial section, there are some mechanical works where we used to store the energy, where we need to absorb the energy. आणि म्हणून Sir Ferry discovered an object which is used to absorb around 98% of radiation. So very small loss, 98% of radiation incident on it. That as it was invented by Ferry's, hence the object is called as Ferry's black body. It is called as what? Ferry's black body. Okay. काय Ferry's black body मध्ये? तर ऑलरेडी आय हॅव ड्रॉन द डायग्राम. टू स्पियर्स, दोघांना आधी डायमेट्रिकली कट करायचे आणि मग त्यांचे सेटिंग करायचे. मतलब दिस इज स्पियर नंबर 1 and this is outer spear number 2. These spears are cut and then again placed such that first thing that it forms two, I will say, double walled hollow spear it will form. It is the first point of construction. It will form a double walled hollow spear. Now, what is going to happen here? That second point of the construction, that outer spear is polished by material like silver or nickel or silver. Okay. The gap between the both spear is insulated. दोघांच्या मध्ये थर्मोकॉल सारखे मटेरियल, वुडन स्क्रॅप किंवा कंप्लीट इव्हॅक्युएटेड they are made. Okay, the gap between them is insulated or evacuated. There is one term, small opening is kept to enter the radiation. That opening is called aperture. That opening is called as what? An aperture. Okay. And finally, the last point which is there called as a conical projection. One object which is made in the shape of cone, and then it is conical projection, which is exactly present diametrically opposite aperture. Conical projection is present, which is what? Diametrically opposite to the conical projection, sorry, aperture. And finally, the important term, lamp black. There is a material called lamp black which is having ability to absorb maximum radiation incident on it. So lamp black coating is made on walls of inner sphere. On walls of inner sphere. These are all the points which are used for explaining the construction of the black body. Double walled hollow sphere are there. Outer sphere is nickel or silver polished. The gap between both the sphere is evacuated. Conical projection is present. Actually, small opening is there called as an aperture. Exactly in front of the aperture, that is diametrically opposite to aperture. One term is there like conical section, cone-like section is there and pasted there called as what? Conical projection. The inner surface is coated with the material called lamp black. Lamp black has ability to absorb maximum radiation. Now, what is going to happen in the working of this instrument, what is the working mechanism of this? It's very simple. Suppose radiations enter through this aperture, falls on the conical projection. Now from conical projection, what is going to happen? That radiation using laws of reflection will get reflected in this direction. After that, it will again get reflected in this direction. Again reflection. So that once the radiation enter through the aperture, it will suffer multiple times reflection. So I will call that multiple time reflection is what? Total internal reflection. It suffers what? Total internal reflection. When the radiations enter through the aperture, falls on the conical projection. From conical projection, they get reflected multiple times into the inner wall. When they get reflected, during each reflection their energies get absorbed, and because of that maximum energy which is incident, so out of 100% of incident radiation, around 98% of radiations are get absorbed there, and therefore this object is used as what? A black body. Now here, see, the cross section area of this aperture will decide how much energy is entered, how much wavelength, what amount of wavelength is entered. So we can call here that aperture or the cross sectional area of an aperture is nothing but also what? Black body. So it is simple article and short also. The body which absorbs 100% of radiation incident on it is called as perfectly black body. But as I said, physics never believes in the perfection. There is always scope of error. Here also loss of energy is always possible in the surrounding. Because of that, some amount of heat can get lost in the surrounding. Because of that, 100% or perfectly black body cannot exist. So, Sir Ferry discovered an object which is used to absorb 98% of radiation incident on it. Is called as what? Ferry's black body. What are the construction points for the Ferry's black body? Then it is having double walled hollow sphere. See wall number 1 and wall number 2. Outer wall is polished with nickel material or liquid nickel or silver. The inner sphere is coated with the lamp black material. The gap between both the sphere is evacuated or insulated by any means. Then conical projection is there in front of an aperture. Aperture is the small opening through which heat radiations are going to enter. So when heat radiations are entered through the aperture, they will fall on the conical projection. From conical projection, they will suffer multiple reflection inside the wall of the second sphere, that is inner sphere, and so that maximum radiations will be get absorbed by that object. Okay, I hope you understood this article. Thanks for watching mahasarkar.co.in. Thank you.